Alright, so here's some simple creative lighting with affordable video lights. So the first thing I'm going to show you is some color diffuser panels that you find on your ring lights. I personally got a ring light when they first came out, or closer to that time, where they're really expensive, but now you can find them on eBay for fairly cheap, anywhere from maybe $50 to even up to $100. I paid a lot more than that initially. Now these diffusers are in different colors, and there's also just a typical white diffuser that comes in really handy with these ring lights, as they're really harsh, and not all of them, including mine, they didn't have dimmers at the time. Alright, so here's the quick setup. It's pretty much a cheap eBay background holder for seamless paper or muslin. I prefer seamless paper, it's just a cleaner look to me. Muslin is more portable, of course, but I've had both and I prefer the seamless paper. Now this backdrop system is fairly inexpensive. You get it for maybe around $40 on eBay, and give or take you can spend more and get a Vari-Pose system or get a Manfrotto auto pose system. Is a lot more money, but for this setup I'm trying to show you that you don't need the most expensive things. These are things that most photographers or cinematographer, videographers usually get in the very beginning stages, and you may have this or even better equipment, but I'm just trying to show you can get decent setup or a decent overall look for a cheap price. I'm gonna do this very quickly, pretty much just show you the general look you can get from a sample shot or a test shot, whatever you want to call it. And imagine if you do like it, then imagine if you took actual time in making the shot even better. So I'm gonna show you this very quickly. This is the CFL box, very inexpensive. I've had this stuff for so many years now. This is the 5 separate bulb. I don't need them all on. They have independent switches inside. Now, one thing about this setup is the softbox here is horizontal. It's meant to be vertical, but I changed it for something else I was using it for, and I don't use them anymore. So I didn't feel like disassembling everything to make it work vertical. Now the difference is you'll get a bigger wrap around the face with it horizontal like this, and it can make the image look maybe a little softer. I prefer actually to be more contrasty. I typically like those type of pictures, but for sample purposes it's not doing exactly what I want. I didn't want to take the time to disassemble everything, but when you look at it you should get an idea of what you can produce with something very simple like this. Now a second ago I just showed you an Apple box. It's a half size. I like that one. A lot of people get Matthews and other brands, but that particular one has rounded corners, so I liked it. So right now I'm going for all blue, have a neutral gray background, a little darker, but it's still neutral gray. And then I have the blue LED light on the, like a stage light facing the backdrop, and then I have the ring light with a blue diffuser on the side, and it's kind of lighting the back. Well, it's a backlight, and it's also spilling a little onto the background as well. And I'm just using the cheap budget lens. Now you can use whatever you want, but I'm just showing with this lens. It's a 50mm f1.8 for Sony, and I think I'm at 2.5 for this particular setup. I do have an A7R II right here, but I'm more concerned about the focal length, not the body. And if you want this type of style for a smaller person like this, these are the kind of results you can get doing a simple setup that didn't take long at all. Now the Apple boxes for kids especially, it helps them to stay in a specific space better. So you might want to look into that if you do a lot of stuff in the studio, even at home like this. That particular one I like I said, is rounded. You get half, you got full sizes and pancakes and all that different stuff. Now you're supposed to take the diffusion panel all the way off, but I'm not. I'm just kind of doing it for demonstration purposes, so I'm just trying to hurry up and do this. I'm only taking 2 shots here. This is the red. I'm using the same setup. I'm putting it as a backlight, and some of the backlight is going to spill onto the backdrop, and the blue light is kind of more off to the side a little bit, so the red and the blue is going to kind of mix together more evenly, and it's going to look really good with the gray. And he has blue or navy blue hat on, navy blue jacket. It's going to look really good together. And a little later, after I show you the shot I'm going to do with this particular look, I'll show you here. If you want to take it, add a little creative texture, I'll show you how you can add smoke or fog without actually having a fog machine. It's not the same exact look, but it's a general effect. And if enough people ask me, I'll make a video about it. It's hard to explain on text or even talking about it. So here's the shot. I think it looks nice and crispy. It looks pretty punchy. If you want to add a little texture I'm telling you about, this is what it looks like as well. It's going to fade some of the punchiness away from it, but it just adds a little creative texture. And this is showing how you can do this and accomplish this in a small space. I did this very quick, took 2 quick shots. I just had an idea ahead of time of what I was going for. Now, if you take your time, you can make an even better shot and get more creative and move the lights how you want. Or this is me kind of thinking it ahead, but kind of doing it on the fly at the same time, if that makes any sense. So just the bottom line is, say I did it very quickly for demonstration purposes, and I'm just showing you a great alternative or way to do it or accomplish it with minimal things. Just create, shoot, take the limitations off. If you're doing it for business or whatever, obviously you need to think things a little more through. Now, if this was helpful at all, please hit like and subscribe, or visit www.howtoandreviews.com. Till next time.